Welcome back to another episode of Trading Secrets. All right, we're in January here. The theme of this podcast, better your health, build your wealth. That is every topic we're talking about. And today we are joined for the second time with one of the fastest growing social media superstars right now. Wow, superstars. You know I didn't write it when they put superstar, because even if I thought it, I wouldn't say it. Corporate Natalie. Last year we referred to you as corporate comic, but this time around we can classify her as a superstar. Well done, Stephen, with this write-up. It has been almost a year since we last met with Natalie, but her life has certainly changed since then. Last year, E! featured her on the list of TikTok stars to follow in 2021. As of the last few weeks, she has officially been named to the Forbes 2023 30 Under 30 in the creator space. It's absolutely unbelievable accomplishment and a true testament to showing people everywhere how taking a risk on what you do can change your life in so many ways. So we're going to talk all things, but we're also going to give Corporate Natalie, the one and only, the chance to grill me with some questions at the end. That was her contingency for coming back on, that she could put me in the hot seat. So we are here. We're talking better your health, build your wealth. Corporate Natalie, thank you for coming on. Part 2. You are the first ever repeat person we've ever, I was almost just said repeat customer. You are the first repeat customer we've ever had. Thanks for coming on.
Wow, great intro. Thank you so much for that.
That's a lot after...
I'll just replay that when we release this episode to make me feel a little better.
Just pump your tires. Anytime you're having a bad day, you could just replay that.
Totally.
But think about how things have changed for you. Let's talk about that for a minute. Last time I had you on, you were considering leaving your job. Now this time, you come in, you were at a Revolve event, you're Forbes 30 Under 30. You asked my manager if we had Glam here this morning. She did that as a joke. But I mean, that's been a big change in a year.
Yes, it's crazy. I think this world is there's so much opportunity, and it's hard to say no. That I've been so excited and blessed to say yes to so many things and just keep kind of growing and learning and failing a few times and figuring it out along the way. But yeah, it's crazy how much it's changed. The Glam comment also, I do want to trade a little secret here. How much do you think Glam costs in LA by like a celebrity makeup artist? I think I already told you, but like, what would you ballpark?
I would ballpark it at like $250-ish. How much did you pay?
Yeah, I paid $500 for this. So let's zoom in. Let's get a hard cut zoom. It's ridiculous. And I know people are gonna be, oh my God, it's so, why'd you pay that? I don't know, because I want to look good. I wasn't born pretty. Like, let's help it. That's an expense I'm willing to. But it's ridiculous that these girls do this every weekend, like actual famous influencers.
Is there any way that you could like negotiate like a promotion? Like, I'll tag you for the $500 and just call it a wash, or does that not work?
Oh no, I mean, she's like, I do like Miley Cyrus too. So why would I care about your tag?
When you look at like a makeup artist who's doing Glam, can you go with someone who's like new and up and coming who doesn't do Miley Cyrus and get it for free?
I don't know, maybe, but it won't. I don't trust. You don't trust that many people. It's crazy.
Look at the before and after. A year ago, 300,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram, 10 million likes. Today, she's got Glam, over 900,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram, 22 million likes. The growth is crazy. Did you get a stylist for last night?
No, I styled myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you saved a couple bucks there.
Saved a couple bucks.
Talk to me about even just that strategy of going to a Revolve event. Like, what is the thought process in Corporate Natalie's head? Like, as you're growing your career and everything, like, what is, like, stuff like that? Like, seriously though, like, I mean, like, is it networking purposes? Is it, are you trying to change your brand a little bit? Is it, you're just like, want to be fully immersed in all this to meet the right people? Like, what's the angle there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting because Corporate Natalie at that event, like, I feel like a fish out of water. It's like an influencer cesspool. Like, I don't know what I'm really doing there or what my purpose is, but I always go and I'm like, that was fun. That was cool to see. I think also with brand deals and stuff and moving into, like, you've done a lot of rebranding into the financial space, and I was going to ask you the same thing, but like being a lifestyle sort of like almost influencer, I hate that word, but like people recognizing you and knowing you as Natalie, and like that opens up so many doors for like Get Ready With Me and other content avenues and brand deals and things. So I think dipping your toes in the event space and going on a carpet, despite how embarrassing and scary it is like important and good to do.
I agree with the business strategy behind that too, because if you're doing more lifestyle, then you could have potentially fashion deals. You could have like makeup deals. You diversify the brands that are coming in. That makes a ton of sense. Is there any like future business planning for like a Corporate Natalie brand? Like, is there something that you want to do in one of these spaces where it's like your product, your business, you're blowing it up?
I think so. I started a business with my roommate. So I pair virtual assistants with influencers needing some like administrative help. So I do that. That's one company. And then I do a lot of advising for early stage companies. So
cool.
My goal in 5 years would just to be an advisor and be behind the scenes and help with TikTok and Instagram strategies for companies trying to grow on social media. So that's sort of where like my passion is. I like teaching and kind of leading and advising. I don't love being in front of the camera. I think I said this last time we met, but
yeah,
I would hope to grow sort of the business for it to be like a standalone thing without me in it.
It's interesting because you're a corporate soldier. You then leave to be like your own entrepreneur. And now the goal is to actually use this entrepreneur content as a launch pad, like a trampoline to become like a CMO back into corporate. That's what you want to do.
Totally. Whether it's, for my own company or something. I think it would be hard for me to go to like a full 9 to 5 from doing this sort of balanced, like part-time, kind of having my toe in each water. Yeah.
I've talked a lot about when I left the 9 to 5 and this whole process. It was a lot. It was good, it was bad, it was quite the chapter in my book. Last time we talked, you had a 9 to 5, okay? You're having massive success in social media. I see the content you're putting out, and I know how much time that takes. Are you still working full-time?
So I think it's very important to have some sort of foot in the corporate world. I now work more of a part-time thing. I do advising, I do consulting with companies. I have someone who gives me some tasks. So I have like a structured thing that I do, but I don't work a full-time job. I think it's like I can't, commit to doing these two things fully now. But I do have corporate things that I do. I have influencing things that I do. So yeah, it would be too much to do it all. I would actually die. So.
How many, like between the contract and corporate stuff you're still doing, and then of course all the social media stuff, how many hours do you think you're working a week?
I work less now. When I moved from full-time to part-time, I work less, but it's weird to say it because like we can say we're working when we're on our phone posting stories, right? Like there are things that's work.
No, I'm saying like between the part-time corporate stuff and your social media influencing. So you're working less then?
All the time. I mean, no, I'm working
24/7. Yeah.
I have someone who just joined my team who's great, who I can kind of release some of the power to, which I struggle with, but it's important to let go a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all the time, constant.
Can you tell us about what that conversation was like going full-time to part-time? Like in your thought process, how did they respond to it? Just all of that.
Oh, they were like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. You're not doing anything.
You're good. Yeah. We see all your stuff out there.
Yeah. We see you filming 24/7, so I don't know what the hell you're doing at this company. No, it was it was like, there were no further questions there.
Okay.
Yeah.
To do that, because this episode also is filled around like building your wealth. To be able to take that leap, you've had to obviously have some financial savvy moves, right? You've had to be smart, I'm sure, with budgeting, even though income's coming in great. What type of things did you do to give yourself the comfort to be able to bet on yourself?
I think I've talked to a lot of like up and coming people who want to be influencers, want to be content creators, and they're chasing that dream. And I always say, like, have something consistent that you can fall back on, because this can be gone in a second. My Instagram could get hacked. Like, I always try to build these contingency plans. So I think for me, it was just a certain level of, can I live this lifestyle that I want to live? I was going to ask you this question actually, like, how much do you think you have to make to live a comfortable lifestyle for you?
How much do I have to make to live a comfortable lifestyle? Yeah. Like, are we saying like things start to peel away a little bit? Like
to where you don't never have to sacrifice on things like if you want to fly first everywhere. I don't know what your kind of lifestyle is, but
yeah, I never was a first class flyer until I met Caitlin, and then once you get sucked into first class flying, there's no going back. And I'm a big Delta guy. I'm all in on Delta, so I already got the diamond status for next year, which is important. Like, yes. I'm like, I gotta get that. I'm just because I only go all in with them. So even if I buy like Main or Comfort Plus, I'll get the upgrade. I would say, I would really want to make a minimum of $500,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I think financially, I'm in a position right now where I've been very smart with my spending. I could not work for a little while and be okay.
Are you frugal?
So, very frugal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I spend so much.
What do you spend? What's like your biggest area that you spend?
About probably like nice dinners and flight. Like I don't want to compromise ever. Like I'll buy, like I'll see a dress that I like and I'm like, okay, I did a brand deal, I can do that.
Yeah.
And I think that mindset comes from I was working 2 jobs, so I was like, anything I made from influencing was additional, right? I was like, this is just fun spending money, which is a horrible way to look at it. Like maybe save for, I don't know, retirement. Like,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Like
but
come on.
it's just like you get so excited by a brand deal and you're just like, okay, I guess what should I buy?
What's interesting though is some of that stuff could be, like as an advisor, some of that stuff could actually be an investment in yourself. And I'm sure if you talk to a CPA, some of it you could write off.
Oh, totally.
Right? Because like if you are getting the right clothes for the right events and stuff, that's all a write-off, which is interesting. But I am like super frugal with anything, and I don't look at it like that. So Caitlin and I went to Tulum, and we went with a group of people, and everything they did was like tier one retail pricing, no wheeling, no dealing, like the best of the best. And I'm like, this is not how I roll. Like I want to be able to negotiate. I want to pre-plan. How are we getting packaged? Are we working with the right travel agent? Are we no, what do we do? Could we do some posts? Like that's how I am.
Totally.
They were all like, even Caitlin's like, no, just whatever. So this trip was like $20,000.
Totally.
And I was like, this is stupid.
Are you like paralyzed with anxiety the whole time?
Yeah, I'm like, this is dumb. I literally, it like kind of like at points where my I'm like, Jason, it's more of a selfish, like relax, just enjoy it. But we could have done the same exact things for I think 1/3 the cost. But one of the people said like, yeah, but you guys just do a story, do a post, and you're good. And I'm like, you cannot look at it like that. Like if anybody in any profession is like, oh well, I made it this year. Like this, especially with the sustainability of this, you think like, why do pro athletes, NFL, NBA, NHL, why are their bankruptcy rates so high? Because they're spending as if what they're making that year is what they're going to make for the next 40 years.
Totally.
So I'm extremely frugal with it.
I think that's smart.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right. I want to ask you this though. I think that's a really good tip for building your wealth. Forbes 30 under 30. How does that work? Like when you get named to this list, is it something you have to apply for? Do you have to go through an interview process? Did you know it was coming? How does this stuff work?
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff out there that's like, oh, you pay for this.
Yes,
you do
I've
whatever.
heard those.
I don't. If I totally would pay for it if I could. I don't know how to do. Who do I pay? Where do I write the check? Like I don't know. But they say so. You do apply. You can self-nominate, or if you're in like the finance category, your company will nominate. Like they'll have one spot. Like Blackstone, BlackRock have one spot each, whatever. So you can get nominated yourself. I self-nominated in 2021, of course.
Well, I was just going to ask you
if you want something, go for it.
When do you nominate though?
So I did it in 2021 because I'm like aggressive. I think I was 23 years old.
Yeah.
Like I want it. Like I'm excited. This has been my goal. When I was little, I'm like I want to be on this list. Like
did you really?
Totally. I've always been this way.
So we had Danielle Bernstein on, and she's from New York City. She built We Were What, and she said the same thing. At like 18, 19, Forbes 30 under 30 was under and on her radar. I'm like, what?
Totally.
Maybe it's like growing up in Buffalo. Like you don't even like that's not even in a picture like a world that you would ever process.
Oh yeah.
So this has always been on your radar.
I'm like Silicon Valley born and raised. I'm always like into this kind of world, and it's exciting to me.
Like when you're in high school, your friends and stuff are talking about like who's Forbes 30
we
under 30.
read the list. We see.
What?
Yeah. Totally.
It's crazy. It's so wild how Where You Come has such an impact on your growth and the speed at which you grow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you always wanted to do it.
Self-nominated 2021. Didn't
Question.
get it. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but when you nominate, what's that like? How many pages is it? What do you have to put in there? Is it a tough application?
There's like a basic application. You do a basic write-up. I don't know. They this year did a creator list where do you see that list they posted where you made X million, whatever. I also applied for that. You give your income information to that.
You gave your income to them?
Yes.
And you won't talk about it here.
Yeah. You'll just see it in Forbes. Just drop my last name like that. Like, they can do whatever they want with me.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Yeah. No, well, I wasn't on the list. I wasn't on that list, so I didn't make that. But then I'm starting to just like work my way into the Forbes ecosystem, right? But then they said it in 2021. No, you didn't get the list. Obviously, whatever. I didn't hear from them until I woke up this year on the list, saw my name. My friend actually told me I was on the list. She's like, congrats, bestie, we're both on it.
You didn't know?
Didn't know.
Who's the friend that's on it too?
Tori Dunlap, her first 100K.
Oh, yeah. She's great.
Yeah.
I didn't know okay.
So
how old is Tori?
Tori's 27, 28.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's great.
So I woke up and was on the list. I was so shocked. They didn't even include things like Paycom. I had this massive like TV deal and like other brand partners, and I started a company. And so it was like clearly my 2021 write-up. That was
posted.
Yeah. I was like, I wish I could have said more, but whatever. I was still so thrilled and excited.
And didn't expect it at all.
No. Oh my God. totally shocked.
And no indication, like no one from them reached out and like, hey, can you verify this or anything? Like, I didn't. 2021, you submit an application. 2 years later, you wake up and find out you're Forbes 30 under 30.
Yeah, my friend who worked at Blackstone got it through her company and woke up and was like surprised she got it too. Like I think they like that surprise element. Yeah.
Now, knowing that you got that, obviously it's big for your resume. What do you do? Like, what's the next play? Is that a launch pad? Do you increase your rates? Do you start trying to make a move towards like a CMO role because it's under your belt? Like, do you use this in a certain way, or are you just like, it's a little momentum, let's keep it going?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm so excited, and I just want to use it to motivate for the next thing. I don't think it changes like rates or anything like that. It's more just an exciting thing to have your name out there and grow the brand. Hopefully, yeah, it'll just, I'm like so excited. I'm like, should I just retire? Like, I made it. Like, we're done. I don't know.
$500 on Glam. It's
so
over.
Happy, yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. You said something about Paycom. You had a TV Paycom deal?
Yes. So I did commercials this year.
You're a commercial actor now.
I was on this. Paycom tried to bring TikTok to TV, and so we did like 20 spots.
When's that commercial air?
Film. It's airing. It aired on like Thanksgiving football. Like it was all my friends are texting me. It's crazy. So I am in. I think they have like 5 commercials live now, and hopefully we're gonna do more in the future. But that was exciting to just try something new. I also tried acting in like a show that Corporate Bro Ross wrote.
Yeah.
So just trying to do it all. It's crazy when you have like a following that people trust you to do this. Like, I'm a terrible actress. Like, that is not, I shouldn't be doing that. But.
I love it. Forbes 30 under 30, guys. We're going to go over the application in the recap, and then we're also going to watch Corporate Natalie's acting skills. And David and I, the Curious Canadian, we're going to do a breakdown of what we think. We're going to give you a 1 through 10 review. What do you say? Okay.
Please do.
All right. How does getting paid for acting or a commercial compared to getting paid for social media? Are rates similar? Is it less? What's that business like?
Acting, you do not get anything. I'm not in SAG, and I think we did just kind of like, it was my friend wrote this, and I was happy to do it. I did not get paid for that. Unless you're like a super top actor, I don't think you get paid a lot to act. That's my kind of take on it. I don't know if you have a different take.
Nope, I agree with that.
And then commercials, I think because I was coming in as Corporate Natalie and they were using parts of my brand, like they used a Bruce character, they used things, and they also wanted me to post on my own social media, I was able to negotiate a bit higher for that deal. So while it was on TV, I was still Corporate Natalie and kind of took that same paid partnership route.
Very cool. How do you feel that your name's been exposed now?
Are you like Googling me right now
while
we're sitting here?
Yeah, I just did that. Now,
here we are.
How do you feel about that?
I feel okay. I don't mean to, like, I don't want to be, so it's not like I'm this like super private person or anything. I just do that because my family, like if I ever want to step away, like I think whenever I speak about Corporate Natalie, it's not like this is what I want to do forever. I love this. I want to be in the spotlight. I think I just have that privacy because I want to be able to step away at some point if I can. Mm-hmm. And so to me, my last name was something that was like, I have that and that's mine. Now it's everyone's, but gotcha. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the thing for me.
There it is. It's out there. I know squeezing numbers out of you is close to impossible, but you and I did a Dell deal together.
We did.
That was the first time ever we did a deal together. Evan, did you negotiate that or did Megan negotiate that?
No.
Evan did.
For Jason, though, I negotiated my own.
Oh, yeah, you negotiated your own.
Yeah.
But Megan's brought some deals to Corporate Natalie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan, not so much. He's got to step his game up.
No.
That was fun doing that deal together, though.
That was.
Yeah. If there was like someone said right now, there's gonna be $25,000 on the table. Jason, if you get this question right, who got paid more for the deal, Corporate Natalie or you? I would say for sure, Corporate Natalie. So I'll go through the contract, and when I go through the contract, if I'm allowed to disclose how much I made on that deal, I'll tell you guys in the recap. So more to come. Make sure you hold me to that.
I want Evan to talk about me on this podcast because I've apologized to Evan so many times for being such a hard ass with rates and stuff.
Come on, come here. This is Evan Starr. He is the co-founder, 50% equity of Rewired Talent Management with myself. He's sitting in the room. What do you think about that? Do you think she's a hardo with her rates?
You know, I respect. I respect the fact that Corporate Natalie is a hardo with the rates because we need more people in this industry that can own their brand like that and that can negotiate to the level that Corporate Natalie does, and I respect the fuck out of it.
Because it makes, now I'm calling Megan the other agent. So so the problem is, it's for what you're saying, while this is calling, is that when people aren't negotiating the rates, companies are getting a huge advantage as they're getting. Hello.
Hi. Hi, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Wow, what? I mean, that's why she's the best agent ever, because she answers the phone like that.
Oh, yeah.
Megan, you're the
great.
best, and you are live on Trading Secrets.
Oh, God.
Okay, I got corporate Natalie in front of me.
Megan.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi. I wanted to I always call, Evan called me to check in the other day, and I was like, Evan, I want to start by saying I apologize for being such a hard ass with the rates. They'll present me with these amazing deals, and I'm like, no, sorry, I can't do it.
She says no and no and
I just
no.
say no. But the reason, I like working with Rewired because it's non-exclusive, so it's not like I have to do every deal through you. So I have my own deals that I'm doing, and then some deals I do with you all. But yes, I am a bit of a hardo with rates.
100%. We'll talk more about the non-exclusive if you're confused by it. By Megan, what's your response to that?
I respect it. And that's my favorite thing about working with you is that you know your worth and you don't take anything less than that.
Wow. That
Megan,
is
thank you so
wild.
much. We'll send audio messages back and forth, and I'm like, Megan, this is a joke. Why are you please, like I'll just like say like what do you? No, I'm not doing this. That's an 18 deliverable. No, we're not doing that. And you'll respond so sweetly, Natalie, I totally get that, and I respect that. I'm like, how are you so calm with me? I'm being so annoying.
Well, she could deal with if she could deal with Evan and I, she could definitely deal with you.
Oh my God.
Okay, let me ask you this,
that's nothing.
Megan. Give a negotiation tip here. So you got to go back to the brand. Corporate Natalie comes to you and says, "Nope, I need double that." What are you doing? What's your strategy to get that number up?
I usually take it a step further and talk to the brand about more than what they can know about Natalie by just looking at her social media. So the things that she has coming up, the things that truly bring value to the brand besides just what you can see from the surface. Of course, you can learn a lot about her just from following her, but there are things that we know that she has coming up, that she knows that she has coming up, other things like in the back end that she just truly brings value to these brands. So that's usually what I'll bring up in the negotiation phase to try to get it to the next level.
Wow, that's brilliant.
That's awesome.
That's who's working for you behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for you, Jason, they're just like, all right, we totally get it. You'll pass.
Yeah,
That's fine.
no, they're
we have
just
nothing
like,
else to say about
yeah,
Jason.
they're like, no, we'll just pass. And I'm sure, Megan, you tell them, you make sure that you do not tell them that she paid for Forbes 30 under 30, right? You say like, so she got Forbes 30 under 30, but she don't mention that she paid $25,000 to get that designation.
That would never come up.
Okay, good. Make sure. All right, Meg, thank you for jumping on Trading Secrets.
Oh my God.
Oh, anytime.
All right, what an honor. We'll talk soon. Happy Friday. Consistency there, though. That's pretty good. We'll talk more in the recap about Rewired talent management. That was freaking awesome. All right, I said I'd give you some time to drill me with some questions. Let me go through this list. Did I get everything I need from corporate Natalie?
Do you need more from me?
I
What do you?
think
Should we do another Dell deal?
Oh, let me ask you. I would love to do another Dell deal. Yeah, it's amazing. I want to ask you this. Do you have like an income goal? Do you like have like, I want to make 10 million by 20, I don't know, 25?
I'd like to retire at 40.
You want to retire at 40? Do you know how
So-
much? I got actually a CMO of Alani Nutrition sent me a text today, and it's about, he said, have you done this? And it's a link that will tell you precisely what you'll need. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, here's how much money you'll actually need to retire at 55. And I said, no, I haven't done it. And so have you done anything like that to know what you would need to retire by 40 or no?
No, but I have a team of I've financial advisors that I don't know as much as you do about saving and any of this investing stuff. So I do outsource that because it's not a core competency to me. So I have a team that helps me sort of figure out the best savings plans and stuff. I think for me at 25, it's hard. Like we're talking about cash balance plans and saving for retirement. It's hard for me to think about saving for when I'm 65, when I have so many steps in my life to go through: wedding, kids college, all this stuff that will happen before that time. So
Yeah.
It's hard for me to, which I'm sure you have a bunch of tips on retirement saving, but
Yeah.
it's hard for me to do more and put into that bucket.
I think the problem with retirement saving is like if you really want to give good advice, you have to be very technical. Like you'd have to like really go through it. What I love about the article he sent this morning, Matt, you're the man. If you guys don't know Alani Nutrition, check it out. Also, the same company owns Alani Nutrition, has ownership in Prime, which is Logan Paul's drink, which is blowing up, and they also have ownership in Story Athletic, which is like a competitor to Lululemon, which is awesome. So a little shout out to them. But he sent me this article. Figure out how much money you need to save to retire by 55. They suggest using the common rule of thumb: take your current salary, multiply it times 10. Keep in mind that's just the jumping point. So if you earn $80,000 per year, the formula states you'll need to have access to about $800,000 to retire at 55. That's only the number of 55. And they said said you need enough saved for 20 years or more. So using the formula I just shared, that means you will be living on $40,000 per year, or half of the salary you're accustomed to, for over 20 years, because obviously what they say is your spending won't be as high when you get older. So that's a basic rule right there. If you want to retire by 55, multiply your salary times 8. Something tells me if we multiply by 10, something tells me if we multiply that salary times 10 of corporate Natalie, are we there yet in savings? Because that sounds like a lot.
Well, you know what's weird is I find it so hard to do these projections and stuff in this space as content creation influencing. Like something so drastic could happen. I could get one deal that changes my life forever, or I could get canceled and ruin my life forever. And all this projections are for nothing. So it's really hard for me. And they'll ask, like, how much do you think you're going to make next year? I have no idea. Evan, how much are we going to make next year? I don't know, right? Like who's going to want to work with corporate Natalie? Like I find all this planning and numbers and stuff so hard for this space because there's no traditional salary. There's no... You know, do you find that?
Oh, 100%.
Because I feel like you like to quantify things. 100%. And for me, like, that's very hard to do.
That's why I'm so frugal, is because, like, understanding what you're going to make. I have a few things I know for sure coming in next year that have to do with influencing stuff. Other than that, there's a huge question mark. Like, what will it look like? And it can go away any second. And this is the tough part, too, is when you leave your job to go online and showcase all this stuff, you have to be very vulnerable, and you're showing a side of yourself that employers might not like.
Totally.
Right? They might not want you back. So the risk of taking this shot and then it not working out or drying up, and you got to go back, and it's tough to go get rehired. I think about, like, if I want to go get rehired in corporate, I have a whole fucking book out there about all the issues I had with corporate.
Oh, you
so
do?
Like,
Hi, look at my video journal.
You're like, every video I put is like, this sucks. In a funny way. So, yeah, I mean, that's a big one. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to give you some time to drill me. What do you got for me, corporate Natalie?
Okay. Let's see. So I have a bunch of questions. I kind of don't... Well, actually, one that is in line with sort of the questions that we're going to talk to, but heading into recession kind of next year, do you think influencer budgets are going to get cut? Do you think this price discrimination of these are my rates and this is what it is going to go away? What are your thoughts heading into next year and beyond? Okay,
so I think CPM, like, what people are trying to make impressions, and they're trying to get big volume of eyeballs. I don't think there's anything cheaper than influencing for the efficiency of it, right? I think if you look at, like, we pulled up the rates the other day, Super Bowl commercial in 2022, 30 seconds is $6.5 million. The brands that have that type of business, where they have those type of budgets, where they're looking for impressions, they aren't going anywhere. I think the small startup brands that you've seen, like Vanity Planet, or like some of these, like, they're more in like the seed stage, smaller, they have gotten much more efficient with dropping rates. So I think you're going to see less opportunities, but I think the opportunities that come are going to be from larger companies with bigger dollar amounts. And I know, because we talked to brands and agents, we have a couple agency meetings today, you do this perfectly. All they're looking for right now is video quality, pre-production value, in video content. It's video. So I think it's going to change. I think micro-influencers are going to have a bigger role, and I think the business is just getting smarter. They're getting more efficient with how they spend, but that doesn't mean because they're more efficient with how they spend, it's going to impact you. And in fact, I think it will benefit you because there's so many people out there, but there's only so few that do it well.
I agree. I think standardization of any kind in this industry scares me, because it's like you're able to tell your story, and corporate Natalie is a B2B influencer and all this stuff. It's like, what if they're just like, no, well, your rate is this because of your engagement and your strict analytics, like the story doesn't count anymore. Do you think that'll ever happen?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
This will get much more efficient, because right now it's the wild west. The influencer world right now, still to this day, in my opinion, is like used car sales back in the 80s.
Totally.
Like, there was no what was it, Kelly Blue Book. There's no way to benchmark, and no one has any idea.
Completely.
And two people with the same analytics and the same engagement and the same content could have two wildly different offers.
I know people with millions of followers who are like couch surfing.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So we had Dr. Pimple Popper on, who's been extremely successful with like everything she's done.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think she's even like really thought too hard about tapping into brand content. Like, at one point she's making 6 figures a month just from YouTube, from them running the ads and her not filming anything, right? Yeah. So she was just like, I was like, if I came to you with a $200,000 deal for TikTok, and she has 17 million followers, over 30 million followers total, 17 million on TikTok, I go, would you take that? She goes, oh yeah, that's well above my rate. Like, I don't really do brand deals. Think about how much money she's leaving on the table not doing that stuff.
So much.
So yeah, it's really how you manage the business.
That's interesting. Okay. Do you have a rate for event appearances?
It depends. It depends what it is. So like if I'm like speaking, like recently just spoke at Douglas Elliman, that's going to be a different rate than if I'm doing. It just depends the context of it.
Of course,
you know
if you're
what I'm
speaking,
saying?
you're like offering as like a service. I'm saying more like if to go to the Revolve event last night, would you want to be paid for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was not paid to go to Revolve. I lost money there.
You could have got. So I think what you could have done there is you could have worked in a deal where you would do some posting.
I had to post. I posted.
You had
I
to
didn't
post
do
to go to the event?
Yes.
And they didn't pay you?
No. I'm such a Revolve
What
simp.
are you doing?
I'll do anything for Revolve.
This is where you call us, Natalie. Well, at the very least, worst case scenario, you're posting and showing up for the event, you should get a X amount of dollar credit for Revolve stuff.
Yeah. They give credit monthly, just like being on their ambassador program, but like who
No,
cares?
but you should get like 5-10K.
Yeah.
They also, the tough thing with Revolve is I just know this and working with them, they're smart with how they spend because they know
Very
they can
smart.
be.
Yeah.
Right? They know they can be.
And my last Revolve event was Justin Bieber and Drake. I'm like this close.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, I'll pay to go. Like, I'll literally pay to go to that.
But let's say this, like speaking event, because I don't want to, I want to, you're calling me out here, so I want to be on the seat. Speaking event, I'm going to want at least 10K.
Yeah.
If I'm speaking, like that would be a starting point.
Of course.
If it was something like just showing up somewhere, probably start like, but there was, I don't know, there's always an angle if you're showing up. So probably start at like 3-5. And if it's just like like yesterday, went to the LA Rams game, we're on the field in their suite, like they're the best, took good care of us. It's just like an equal, they gave us tickets and, they didn't say you have to post anything, but
Happy to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My dad was asking me this morning actually all about this. He's like, can you tell me explain to me why the Rams do that? And I had to break down, well, if they get the tag, they're getting certain impressions.
SoFi is one of my biggest partners, so I get to go to like all the Rams games, which is awesome.
It's already a sunken cost.
I'm happy to go.
Yeah, I fucking want to go.
Of
I
course.
can't wait. And then you meet other people that are there that can help your business, etc. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Do we need to stop?
Cool.
We have like
10.
Okay. So if we do like a 9:55, that's good?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Do you have a PR firm or do you pay for PR?
I've never paid for PR.
Okay.
That's a lie. I have paid for PR with my book. The book
Yes.
deal, for the first time ever, I paid for PR. I got a very business-focused PR group. It was $7K a month. The publishing company helped a little bit, but most of it came out of my pocket. I did 2 months with them, right? 2 months, and then ended it after 2 months because I just didn't see the return on it. And then the next month, we worked with Juliana. I'm blanking on her last name. Martin. Can you edit that out? The next month, we worked with Juliana Martin and paid her less than that amount, and she did, in my opinion, in a few weeks, more than they did in like 2 months. And it was all for book press. And for my second book, I will absolutely not get PR. I just don't see the value in it. I don't see the value in it.
Interesting. Okay.
Where we've had we've had really good guests on the show, and almost in their much bigger social media followings, much bigger success, and they're all with PR firms, and they're
absolutely.
all paying a ton of money.
Like 10K a month.
Yeah, and I think where the thought process of them doing that is I look at their schedules and it's absolutely insane. I
can't do Glam every night. Like I don't even want that. Like I don't want to go to all these like People's Choice or whatever. I see these things. I'm like, oh, I would have liked to be there, but I don't know. That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, I don't think you really see a huge lift from it. It's my opinion, but also you got to be out there and you never know.
Yeah.
So it's everyone's got a different take on it.
Interesting. Okay. Do you think writing a book is something for you to kind of say, I'm an author and I did that and it's a feather in your cap? Or do you think is it a moneymaker? Is it more so kind of for just something that you wanted to do your whole life? Is it lucrative? Would you recommend to people to write a book?
It's only lucrative if you really have a killer advance. Because it's very tough. I mean, they're smart with their advance. So if they give you a 6-figure advance, it's going to be tough to make that up in sales. So how it works is you get the advance, and then the profit for each book. So say the book sells for $20, the profit, let's say, is only $2 a book. So you have to make up the $100K in $2 for every book you sell. Once they get their $100K back, then you only get a small portion of the profit after that. So making more than the advance is very difficult. So I would say it's much more of ego marketing play than it is you're gonna get rich off it. You know, I have a 2-book deal, and it's a 6-figure deal. I'm gonna just say it's around $200K for the advance. Sure. So, you know.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
It's like so exciting to say you wrote a book.
You get paid to write a book, and it's in the book. And the first one hit a bunch of bestseller lists, so that's cool.
Good.
And yeah, it's a good. But you got to really want to do it because it's a pain in the ass.
That's what I've heard.
Writing
I've
my
heard mixed
second
reviews.
book, and it is. I'm not enjoying it. I enjoy the product
it seems like a job,
but I don't enjoy writing it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay. Can I ask one that you probably won't answer?
You're already drilling me. What else you got?
Will you and Caitlin be signing a prenup?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I like, we had an attorney come on, and a divorce attorney, and what she said was, and I loved how she said this, she said, everyone out there has a prenup. You already have one. It all exists. It's just your state laws. So do you want to take the state laws and modify them to what you two think makes sense? 100%.
Totally.
She has tons of businesses she has to protect. I have business that I have to protect. Like 100%. I think a prenup makes perfect sense.
Love that.
Evan and I are business partners. We have a prenup. We have a whole entire agreement that lists exactly what happens, what you have to do, and how you have to do it. And if he dies, what happens? And if I die, what? Like, you have to plan for these things. So why would you do it with a business partner, but not someone that you're going to have a life relationship where there's a lot of assets tied?
Love that.
I don't see any reason why anyone would not have one.
I love that. I completely agree.
And prenup also has this like very dirty word, I think. But the thing is you can make it whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's just a contract. So you could customize it any way.
Totally. Yeah. I think it does have a weird stigma. It's like, who cares? Like, whatever.
Would you have a prenup?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like a non-negotiable.
I just think everyone should.
Yeah, I don't see any reason
I just
why.
I've like broken up with enough people, and like I don't know,
people
things
like, well,
don't
it's
work out.
bad juju, blah blah blah. But like, what do you mean? It's just like you're just.
I'd rather have it, and then there's no like weird motive.
Do you have
for
insurance?
being together?
Right? Do you have health insurance? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm healthy, knock on wood, but maybe tomorrow I'm not healthy. Like,
of course.
Why? Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't put a protection in place for the benefit of both parties.
I completely agree.
So that's what I'm usually like pretty with opinions. I'm like, I'm willing to hear someone on something and see if they disagree. I just don't see a side that would make sense for that.
I agree.
Okay.
I love that.
What
Great
else you got
answer.
for me?
Can I ask something I asked you? No. He's not going to answer it.
What is it?
Who makes more, you or Caitlin?
Oh, I'll answer that for sure. Caitlin.
See, I knew you'd answer that.
Yeah.
Evan's like, he's not going to answer that.
Yeah.
I'm like, a real man would answer.
Fuck yeah.
And say that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Listen, you guys go listen to the Jason Tells All episode. You'll hear how much I make. And she makes more than me. So there
Love
you go.
that. Love that. Great answer. Okay. Do you have a secret for me?
A trading secret?
Yeah.
You didn't even ask me about this. You didn't even give me a heads up.
Well, I don't know. It's your entire show. You've done like 10 episodes in the last 24 hours.
That's
give
true.
Me a secret.
I can't even think right now. All right, I'll give you a secret if you give me a secret.
Okay.
Okay. It's January right now. Stop. Like this year, I want everyone to really, really focus on stop spending like an asshole. Just stop spending. Everything you're doing,
That's not
corporate
a-
Natalie,
that's not a secret.
this is what
That's
I want
advice.
you to do. Okay. Oh, that's good. Wow.
Can you give me?
You want to co-host this with me?
Give a little tea or something. Give
I
something
see.
a little. That's what, right?
Okay,
what's the definition of a secret?
This also is build your wealth, so that's a good little piece of advice. But
Okay.
trading secrets
That's
are
fine.
advice
Tell
to
me to
those
stop
people.
spending. Okay, give me advice.
But we'll also give. I'll do two. I'll give advice and I'll give a trading secret.
Okay.
Okay. Advice. The advice would be stop spending like an asshole.
Got it.
The price of everything has gotten out of control. Companies are clearly taking advantage of that. Obviously, there are supply and demand issues. There's inflation issues. I think we'll keep seeing inflation because you have unemployment that's not moving when the cost of capital is growing exponentially. And at the end of the day is when you go to a restaurant, when you go to the grocery store, it's going to continue to go up. And if you are not a smart consumer right now, you're going to get buried.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought credit card debt was bad before at like 20% when interest was at 0, you have 30-year mortgages, they're at like 7%. So now credit card debt percentages are going to be like 40%. You get yourself stuck in credit card debt right now that's rolling because of these costs, it's going to be impossible to get out. So that's my advice going into the year. Stop spending like an ass. The trading secret I'm going to give, what realm do you think I should give it?
Do you want to? You can give any. You can give tea. You can give bachelor tea. You can give a secret about how influencers monetize.
Okay, let's go into...
Who do you think is the top earner from the Bachelor franchise?
Top earner is definitely a female. I can tell you that much. Okay, let's go into trade. Let's go, because I usually like Trading Secret when people talk about like their income and the money that they have coming in. Trading Secret. Let's go for this. My goal this year is to break $2 million of net income.
Love that. Before taxes or after?
After tax. So like after everything, after all expenses, $2 million. That's what I want to do for 2023. For the agency, I want to gross. You okay with that shit if I share what projection wise? I want to gross $7 million this year.
Love
the
that.
agency. Obviously, there's a lot of costs and things that go into that, so that's definitely not net income. But personally, I want to break $2 million, and I'll let you know in December 2023 if I do.
Love that.
What's your trading secret?
That's great.
You got 1 minute before we get kicked out of this studio. And it better be good. This might be the Jason Tells All episode, actually.
Sorry, I didn't prep a secret. Let me just think.
Take your time. We can cut it out.
Guys, that's last question.
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Can you give me one? What's like around? What do you want to say? How much
What's your goal this year to make? What is it like when you look at a brand deal? I want to close a brand deal of at least $200,000. I want to land a TV show. I want to start a podcast and monetize it. I want to save. I want to have at least $250K in cash in my checking account. I don't know. I'm just like,
okay. Well, I want to get pre-approved to buy a house.
Oh, I love that.
Which would be, I would like to own a house in the next 2 years.
Okay, we've had a lot of real estate people on. Last question I got for you: price point of house. What are you thinking? What are you hoping?
So I live in San Francisco.
Oof.
I would love to buy a mansion in Nashville. That sounds amazing. For like a 3-bedroom, it's like 3.5.
Okay.
It's or higher. So I would like to be pre-approved to buy like a $3 million.
Last question: what percent are you gonna put down?
That depends.
What do you want to put?
I'd want to put down more. I'd want to put
5, 2, 3, 20, 40, 30. What do you think?
Percentage?
Yeah.
I mean, what is 20 is what you're usually supposed to put
20%
down.
avoids PMI, but you can go less than that these days.
I'd want to put down more than that.
More than 20.
30%.
Wow. Okay, that's almost $1 million in cash. There you go. We're trading all kinds of secrets here. We're getting kicked out of the studio. Corporate Natalie, thank you so much for being on. Congratulations on Forbes 30 Under 30. All the success you're having. You're killing it. And thanks for coming in after a huge, massive Revolve party.
Thank you for having me on. This is great.
Corporate Natalie, go follow her on all social media handles. Doesn't look like she needs the help, but if she does, and you don't follow her, go follow her. Corporate Natalie, Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for being on this episode of Trading Secrets.
Yay. Thanks for having me.
Part tour. Done.
That was great.
That's great.